Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a blessed, prosperous, successful day. I want to share something with you. It's just a reminder, really, something I wrote last week. Sometimes I wonder if anybody's reading what I'm writing, anybody's paying attention, anybody's applying this wisdom and knowledge that I share from time to time. And I know some of you are, so thank you for those of you who are. There's far too many of you are just reading, but you're not applying. A week ago, I talked about discernment. And what discernment is, it's a supernatural ability to have foresight and insight. God gives us that ability so that we can avoid circumstances and situations and even people who ultimately don't mean us any good, ultimately are going to cause us a lot of headaches, a lot of nightmares. And oftentimes, because we do not lean, develop, and trust the discernment that God gives us, we fall into situations and we make mistakes that if we would just listen to the Holy Spirit, just listen to that inner guidance, that inner voice, that instinct, that intuition, we would be able to avoid or walk away from things that God never intended for us to walk into. So I just want to remind you again, different week, same message, develop your discernment, people. Especially those of you who are believers, you say you know Jesus, you say you have the Holy Spirit. There is no reason why you should be walking into walls over and over and over again when the walls are as plain as day that they're walls, and you keep trying to walk through them and you keep walking into them, getting bruised, getting beaten, getting hurt, getting deceived, getting tricked, and you want to blame the devil. Church folks, y'all got to stop blaming the devil. I'm sick of it. The devil is a defeated entity, folks. So stop blaming the devil and start blaming your lack of discernment. Oftentimes, we're too busy chasing people that we don't use our discernment. So we're chasing them so hard, we don't see the red flags. We're chasing them so hard, we don't see the signs. Sisters and brothers, we're chasing them so hard that we don't see the telltale signs that this person is not going to be good for a relationship. This person is certainly not going to be good for a marriage. This person is certainly not going to be good to be co-parenting with. But because you don't listen to your discernment, you have to keep learning the same hard lessons the hard way. And I just pray at some point that we'll invest whatever time it takes to get to understand discernment and learn how to listen to that inner voice. People amaze me at the epiphany and the revelation they get after they have not listened to God's voice. I should have listened. I knew it wasn't going to work. God tried to tell me. Or we say, something told me. People. That something is your discernment. And the sooner you learn to lean on it, rely on it, and depend on it, trust me, the better off your whole life is going to be. So I'm challenging you the rest of this year to practice your discernment. And don't be afraid of losing people. Don't be afraid of losing money. Don't be afraid of losing opportunities. Because if discernment is giving you that funky feeling, then go with your discernment. I have turned down a plethora of opportunities to do things, even speak places, even connect with certain entities, because my discernment gave me that funky feeling. And I thank God that I'm not so thirsty and hungry for opportunities. I'm not so hungry and thirsty to be in the presence of people. I'm not so hungry and thirsty to be around people. I'm not so hungry and thirsty for a doggone dollar that I will ignore that funky feeling in my spirit that says, nah, PT, that ain't it. Or something ain't right. Let it slide. Let it go. Trust God. I've never lost when I have listened to my discernment. I'll tell you this, though. I've lost every time when I didn't. And this is for somebody that needs to hear this. Matter of fact, this is a million of y'all probably who have been living by sight because you're not courageous enough to trust faith. What do you mean trust faith? Well, it takes faith to trust discernment. Because without faith, you're going to feel like you're going to miss something. Without faith, you feel like you're going to miss a dollar, miss a person, miss an opportunity, miss a chance. Nah, my steps are ordered. I'm destined for greatness. And if an opportunity doesn't feel right, doesn't look right, doesn't smell right, if a person don't look right, feel right, smell right, then guess what? I'm out, baby. I'm good. Why? Because my ego is not attached to opportunities, it's not attached to money, it's not attached to people in high places with power. No. God is my source. He's the door opener for me. And as long as I'm rocking with God, what belongs to me, it belongs to me. And I'm going to get everything God has for me, providing I trust my discernment. And you can still get what God has for you when you ignore your discernment. Well, what happens? You wind up delaying your destiny. You wind up having to take the long way around, or you wind up having to wander in circles until you figure it out. So I hope this encourages somebody, more specifically the people of God. Learn to develop your discernment. And I promise you, you'll be glad you did. This is Pastor Trowin Sr. Just taking a minute out of my day to encourage my people to develop your discernment. All right, I'm out. I got to go.